Welcome to the Book Talk Babes podcast, where we will be discussing different book-related topics and occasionally specific books. This episode may contain spoilers. Please check the episode description for a list of books that were spoiled. My name is Ashley, and today I'm joined by my two lovely friends, Elaine.
Hello.
And Liana.
Hi.
How are y'all? How are you feeling, Elaine?
I'm all right.
Yeah. You poor thing.
Do I sound any different?
I mean, you sound like a little raspy.
Yeah.
You sound very sexy.
No. Thank you.
That's what I told you in the text message. You're going to have like a sexy, raspy voice. So,
Oh, also, you guys, this is how I know I'm in my 30s. So I was just out today running errands. I went to Barnes & Noble, but it got cold as I was out, and I walked outside, and my sciatica froze up.
you poor thing.
I was just like, oh no.
Oh my
Then I was
god.
like, we gotta get home so I can like stretch it out and sit on a heating pad.
That is how you know you're getting old.
I'm like, what's going on? Because it's cold outside. My bones are like, we don't want to move.
Yeah, just screeching in protest. That's what my knees do.
It's so inconsiderate.
It is. How rude of my body to start shutting down on me so young.
I was trying to like hit my SI area, like hit it with my fist to like get it moving. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
It's fine.
I guess I need to give you my Saltburn
yes.
reaction.
Elaine, have you seen it?
No, I haven't yet.
We literally just finished it. Are you gonna watch it?
Do you
I
care
can
if we
watch it,
spoil
yeah.
it?
It's just no.
Well,
I don't care.
I won't.
Okay.
I'm
I mean, it's all
trying to-
over TikTok right now, so it's kind of hard not to be spoiled.
I can definitely. I think I can say vague enough stuff without spoiling anything like major.
Okay, no, it's been out for over a month. It's all over the
No,
internet.
but just for Elaine, I'm gonna
She
be
said
nice to Elaine if she wants.
She said we can
I
spoil
don't
it.
want to ruin it.
I mean, what is there to ruin? You know what? She probably will look at it and be like, "This isn't weird." I've read weirder stuff.
I mean, I feel like I've read weirder stuff. For
Yeah.
Sure. Like it's just, I mean, it's weird. I wasn't, like he's a total fucking psycho. Was not really fully expecting that.
Yeah, totally.
I just thought he was a poor little awkward kid.
No.
I can
Wait.
tell you right now. What?
Did you watch it with Steven?
Yeah, I have his.
What?
I have some general stuff of his as well.
Yes.
He
okay.
doesn't feel
Continue.
comfortable being on the podcast yet.
No, I know. I
Okay,
want to.
You didn't record anything.
I wanted to make him. Maybe I can record something like post it on Instagram or something.
Yeah,
he
I want to know.
wouldn't-
I want to make sure that you got his reaction. So continue.
Oh yeah, I made notes. I go, what do you want me to tell the people? Okay, we both agreed that the second, if we were Oliver, the second we get to Saltburn and that butler opens the door, no, I'm out. I'm turning around, taking my bag and leaving.
Because he's so
is how
creepy.
He's fucking creepy as shit. I was like, no, I think I have the wrong house. I'm so terribly sorry to have
He's
disturbed
also
you.
Elitist AF, even though he's a butler. So
That's also true. Yeah, but like the butler like runs shit, you know?
yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, so we both thought that was scary. Steven accidentally spoiled something for himself when we were out and about today doing errands. So he knew the bathtub scene, what happens. And I want to tell you that, yes, although that was weird, you want to know the part that makes... I started gagging. And it's because I'm not like germophobic, but like I cannot stand drains. Like in the if I'm in the shower and my foot touched the drain, like I am like my feet are moving away from it. I can't do it. I hate the drain in the sink. I hate drains. Okay, so him putting his face that close.
Honestly, like the vampire scene, the bathtub scene, the grave scene, I was not put off kink wise. I was put off from a hygiene point of view.
Yeah, no, Steve and I both, the vampire thing happened, and I was like, oh my god, Liana. And then Steven's like, that is kinky as fuck. Like, yes, that is kinky as shit. Oh my god.
My concern was, is that sanitary?
I mean, I'm sure people do it. Like, to
yeah,
each their own.
I know.
But I feel so gross when I'm on my period. Like, no thanks.
And then he makes her partake.
Oh yeah. Not sure about that either. Again,
movie.
It is a movie.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something.
It's not. It feels long. It's not long, but it is long.
I thought it was good. It's definitely weird, and it's got a lot of like what the fuck moments. But I thought it was good.
See,
so did
I
Steven.
watched. Cynthia and I watched it together. So, especially the graveyard scene, and we're like, he's not. No.
Yeah, I'm about to get to that. I mean, by the end of it, we're also both kind of just like unsure of the motive. Like is it? Like, was he just crazy? Like, did he just want the house? I don't get it. Like, why'd he do it? Other than, again, being crazy. But, so yeah. Okay, the graveyard scene. So he takes off, like, his jacket or whatever, and then he's laying there crying, and I was like, okay, it's weird, but I get it. And then he takes off his shirt, and I'm like, where's this going? And then he starts moving his hand, like, in the dirt, as if, like, if he was laying on top of this other human being, like, if it wasn't a pile of dirt, he'd be grabbing that guy's dick. And I'm just like, what is happening?
No.
And
I think he's, like, grabbing himself.
No. Then he does. He's, like, digging his hand, like, in the dirt, like he would be going into someone's pants. And then he moves his hand, starts grabbing himself. Then he takes off his pants. And I'm like, he is not about to stick what I think he is in that dirt. And sure enough, he gets dirt
fully naked.
I'm just like, that has to.
Oh my god!
Like, does dirt get in your pee hole?
How
do you clean that?
And it's in the middle of like a thunderstorm.
It's and it is pouring down rain. Down rain.
And this man gets fully naked and starts
humps a graveyard.
Yeah,
in mud. So it's like mud. Oh
yeah, he's humping the mud.
Oh my goodness.
Steven and I's biggest question, though, for the whole movie, and I need to look up interviews to see if, because surely this question has been asked. There has to be an answer out there somewhere. I need to know, and so does Steven, if that dick is real or if it's a prosthetic.
No, he didn't use a prosthetic. He did not use a prosthetic. And the graveyard scene, he was only supposed to take off his shirt, but he improvised the rest of it.
I mean,
oh my god.
that was genius as far as psychoticness goes. Like that was good.
Well,
I'm texting Steven right now. Hold on. You can keep going.
And then the part where he like pops into Farley's bedroom, there's like that part too. And
I forgot about that part.
He it's not quite consensual.
Well, no, it's not. And I think that was the whole point.
Yeah. That was
I mean, it wasn't quite consensual. It was kind of one of those like, it's not quite consensual, but he also never said no. Don't touch me or stop doing this.
I think it's just he's so terrified of this crazy guy who pops up in my bedroom. As to why, I've read and I've seen some critiques on TikTok because that's where you get all my information now. And some people are like, it's because he can, or it's a commentary on like literally like eating the rich. He annihilates the entire family.
I mean, yeah, but his family was fine, you know?
Yeah,
It's not like he had a bad life. Like he makes it out like he did.
I just think he had this obsession with Felix, and then when
Definitely.
Felix didn't reciprocate, it definitely turned into I'm gonna destroy you and everything you
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
surrounded by.
Yeah. No, he's definitely like a psychopath.
I do love Elspeth as a character. She was hilarious.
She was great. She was great.
She's like, I've never wanted to know anything. Or like her whole like fingers for pudding thing, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yes. Or her what was it? I was a lesbian, but
Oh.
it just women are too wet or something. Men are
Yes.
nice and dry. And I'm like,
It
Jesus.
was
Oh my goodness.
It was all too wet for me in the end.
So I texted Steven and I said, Liana said that was his real dick. And Steven said, lucky boy. I mean, you see a lot of it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Well, by the end though, I'm like, okay, you can put it away. Like, okay.
I thought the ending was great.
When it comes to like, I guess what, the flash forward or something, it's supposed to be present day. And COVID happened in
Yes.
Saltburn world. And
Yes.
so he waited that long.
Steven and I did the math. It's like 15 years.
Yeah. He waited that long. I'm like, how did he survive that long? But then I remember that
The dad paid him off.
yeah, so he must have given him a bunch of money.
I'm sure he gave him a bunch of money. And again, his family didn't not have money. So like
yeah.
I'm sure he finished his Oxford, degree and whatever. So I'm sure he was fine. He was just biding his time
Yeah.
because he's a psycho. He was in it for the long haul.
That I have never been that dedicated to anything ever in my life. I don't even know if I do. I wouldn't necessarily do that to anybody.
God, no.
It's like you couldn't just like enjoy your time in the summer at this castle in
Right?
the middle in the countryside in the middle of nowhere. Although I think after a while I would get a little bored. We'll see. I'm not really a movie person, but because everyone was talking about how crazy Saltburn was, I feel like I had to watch it. But then like afterwards I'm like, that wasn't that crazy. I just thought he made some hygiene choices, but
That's for sure.
yeah. So I was like, ew.
Yeah, no, it was good. Elaine, you should watch it.
Okay.
Okay, so honorable mentions, throwing it back to the trope episode, which was 2.
Oh.
No.
We left out small town and billionaire romance, touch her and die, workplace romance, and who did this to you. Also, Elaine said that monster was on that list of tropes that we were reminded of those from. So monster books are considered a trope as well. Was it a TikTok or a reel something?
I think it was a real
Okay.
Instagram.
Okay.
So those were ones we left out.
How can we forget about small town?
Yeah, right. Small town. And the touch her and die. I can't believe I forgot that.
And who did this to you? I love those so much.
Yeah.
What's the one where I don't know if this is a trope necessarily, but it's like the guy's just look at my badass and hot wife. And,
Oh,
or,
I
she's
don't
like-
know.
because like some of the books I read, they have like strong female characters or
Yeah.
whatever. Some of them are done very poorly, but others are done pretty good. And like the woman ends up in some sort of fight or whatever, and usually with a guy, like a throwaway character, and the throwaway character is like, you gonna let your girl talk to me like that or whatever? Or he's just like trying to start a fight, but, like the girl steps in and like whips his ass, and the guy's just like heart eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a specific trope or not.
Yeah.
It might be.
I like those scenarios. I think they're
Yeah.
cute.
Mhm.
Also, one last shout out before we get to the book discussion. The time that this airs will be the day after my mom's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom.
Happy
Oh,
birthday!
happy birthday.
Which is funny because I think next episode is going to air on my sister's birthday. So I'll tell her happy birthday too.
Yay.
All right. So from here on out is 100% gonna have Choosing Theo spoilers and Freeing Luka by Victoria Aveline. I'm sure Ice Planet Barbarians as well. And then I'll list anything else that gets completely spoiled by this.
Yes, I can talk freely.
You can talk
Yes.
freely.
I'm excited.
Well, we have to give everyone the premise of Choosing Theo. Where's the little book blurb?
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
The butt blurb. It's always on the butt of the book.
I mean, yeah.
I read it easily in like a day and a half.
Yeah.
But I read fast.
Yeah, the first time I read it was in 2 days.
Okay.
It only took me longer because I was sick.
I listened to the audio, so.
Being.
You don't have to
Okay.
read the whole thing, but you could just, we can just give a summary of what is written if you don't want to read it verbatim.
No, I'll do it. I'll
Okay,
do it. Because
okay.
if I tried explaining this book to one of my friends the other day and it got completely off track.
Oh, I gave Steven a full rundown today of this and Freeing Luka.
All right. Being kidnapped by aliens is only the start of Jade's problems. Thankfully, her rescuers, an alien race known as the Clicanians, that word, are willing to protect her, but she has to stay on their planet for 1 year and respect the rules of their culture, including choosing a husband. Jade refuses at first, but decides to play along until she can find a way back to Earth. Theo, a scarred mercenary who prefers a life of solitude, is stunned when Jade selects him as her husband. After years of being passed over, he never imagined he would be chosen, and neither did anyone else. Only one explanation makes sense. The curvy, enticing female must be a spy. He's so stupid. And Theo's determined to break her cover using any means necessary. As Jade and Theo are forced to spend time together, their chemistry becomes undeniable, but neither can afford to bring love into the equation, especially since Jade seems determined to go home. After all, she can't possibly stay there, right? Okay, who wants to begin?
So, okay. General thoughts on the book. Did you like it?
I did.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I think Elaine and I are both relieved to hear that.
Yay.
After you were like, you want me to read a book with tropes I don't like? And I was like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be books with tropes I don't like. I can't avoid it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess I should have said that. Elaine and I have read this previously. This was our second time reading this.
Yes.
And your first time.
The thing that I took from it, though, I really want to get into that machine and
Right.
remove all the hair from my body.
I know.
I don't even care about that. Just fix my knee, man, and my back. That'd be great.
I was thinking about my knee too, and I was like, oh, they could fix my knee. They could fix my deviated septum.
I mean, yeah, no, I've got shoulder, wrist, and elbow issues because of work because I do repetitive movement. So
yes, can they fix my IBS?
Probably.
I know, yeah.
I would imagine they could.
Get all your acne scars away.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I was just enticed by the complete hair removal, except for the face. I was like, "Oh, that'd be nice never to bother with that again."
I mean, I don't mind the hair that's on my body. I mean, I would like my mustache to not be so prominent as I get older. And the weird chin hairs that have started to poke up. That's real great.
I'm like touching my chin.
I joke with Steven all the time. I was like, I shaved my mustache and my goatee today.
Aww. Well, also, they just gave her a boob job.
A boob lift. Yeah,
that too.
I mean, these suckers, man.
I just thought it was funny how she was admiring her boobs in the bath, and
I fucking would too.
Her friend was like, "Yes, they're nice boobs.
Yes,
Let's get going."
Yeah.
Let's move on. Hurry up.
And I was like, I'd be like, "Wait, I need to look at them more."
Right.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Elaine, your general thoughts?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, even reading it a second time, I still really, really enjoyed it.
I would, and we can go into this more detail in a little bit. I also loved it, and I think I enjoyed it more this second time than I did originally. I think originally I gave it 4.75. Like I gave off quarter for the pregnancy trope, and I got like so much shit. I didn't get I got some shit for it in my DMs. I'm like, I'm allowed to have my own feelings.
Right.
But I changed my rating. I've given it 5 stars since then. What did y'all think about? Well, I want to talk about the whole like husband picking process, like the fact the men are paraded in front of the women, and this I'm assuming like a one-way glass situation,
Yeah.
like a lineup at a fucking like
Yeah, because
jail.
they have numbers and then
Yeah,
they
have
choose.
numbers.
Yeah.
Yes. I like a pageant.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, okay. So at first I was like, "Ew, what?" But then I saw later that they can volunteer for this. I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
So they're not forced.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, if they're volunteering to be possibly humiliated publicly, then that's on them.
I mean, I don't think with their society it's considered like humiliating. Like being able to be picked for a husband seems like a high kind
I know,
of
but it
privilege.
reminded me of
Yeah.
when I went speed dating a long time ago and like nobody picked me. I was like, oh, how embarrassing. I mean, it's
Yeah.
okay though. No one at speed dating was. I didn't pick anybody. So, but it made me think of that, like
I gotcha.
speed dating.
Yeah.
Also, I think it's hilarious that they have to like take a sex class, but like prove that they're good at it.
I was just about to bring up the
Yes.
testing, getting to
The
test them
Yes.
out.
school.
Walking down that hallway, like when she's like hearing all the moans and stuff, I was like, wait, what's happening? And I was like, oh, testing. Oh, testing. You get to test out the ride before you take it home.
Before you choose, yes.
Like, all right.
No, but like in their file when they go to husband school,
Yes,
there's like
that
a
too.
course, and then they have to like
Mhm.
do a practical at the
Yeah.
end.
I mean, I
Yes.
feel like you have to. You can't just be. You can be told
I
how to do
know.
something, but until you get hands-on experience, you're not going to really know. I do appreciate the fact though that like in husbandry school, and you take the sexual proficiency course, that the people that you're being tested by one are being like blindfolded or whatever, so they can't use your physical appearance at all against you, which
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like there's a non-hot person on this planet,
Honestly.
except for
Right?
maybe some of the
Yeah.
bad guys. But
But even then, it's like they can choose to be hot.
yeah. So like but I do appreciate that, and they're all volunteers, so it's like nobody's having to like
they're volunteers.
be the
Yeah.
like the teacher of this course like unwillingly.
Yeah, and they never really talk about how old they are, but I'm assuming they're of a consensual age.
Yes. They talk about it briefly
Yes.
in Freeing Luka.
Yes.
He's explaining it to Alice, and he says something about like the women that do it are either like older or can't have kids anymore or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are in between. Yeah.
They never really talk about how old the main characters are.
No, it does. Freeing Luka.
I don't remember.
Yeah, Freeing Luka, he says the age, like they're like 18 or something. It's like husbandry school is almost like college or something. I'm pretty sure he did. Hold on, let me search.
Oh yeah, I think that's right. Husbandry school is between 18 and like 20.
Yeah.
It's like going to university.
And then you go to
Yeah.
husbandry school after you've done your regular schooling. They should all be of consensual ages.
Yes.
So, what do we think of Theo as a male lead?
I loved him. I love a grumpy,
Yeah.
broody,
The grumpy.
sexy man. Especially like if I know there were scars, but like they would have looked like tattoos to me too, and I was like, I want that one. Fuck the sexy
Yes.
pirate. Maybe Liana would have gone for the sexy pirate.
No.
Feiho.
When she first sees him, she describes Theo as like a devastatingly sexy god of war.
Yes.
Which is like, wow. Okay.
Sign me up.
Yes.
I would not have gone for this particular pirate. He sounds like a douche.
He does. I'm a little
Right? I was gonna ask how about the
I'm
sexy pirate.
I'm a little disappointed, and like I'm looking at your notes, Elaine, which I fucking appreciate so much that you did, because I dropped the ball on that and lost
No,
track
you're
of
fine.
time. But I'm looking at all the books that were written, and I can't begin to tell you how irritated I am that Feiho gets a book,
I
but Rhaego doesn't.
know.
Where's
I
Rhaego's
know.
book? Where's
I
my hot
know.
demon?
No,
I
and
right?
Izzo.
Yeah, and Izzo. I was gonna say Izzo, but I'm hoping that maybe like you hear about it later on in the story.
Yeah, they have to
Like,
have something. I
right?
know, but like, oh, my happy little demon guy.
I know, he wants a
Yeah.
mate so bad. He just wants love.
I'll do it.
I know,
Right? He just wants love. And I was looking at that and I was like, wait, Rhaego doesn't have a book? Like, excuse me.
I know. The minute a book comes out on him, I'm gonna read
Victoria, what
Yes.
is
Like-
happening? I'm gonna DM her.
right?
it. Honestly, Rhaego is my type.
Right?
Yes.
Poor guy.
He just
Oh.
like, I love guys that look scary but are actually very sweet.
Yes.
And it's like, you know,
Yeah, I hope he gets a book.
you know he would just like dote on you and adore you and like worship the ground you walk on.
Yes.
Do we want to talk about our feelings on like the 3-month marriage trials?
Oh, I don't think 3 months is long enough to really determine. At least,
Well, that's just it. You don't necessarily get to like stay with that person long term.
you can extend it.
You can
You
extend,
can extend it, though.
Yes, you can
Okay.
extend it. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think you are at some point going to be required to move on to another person, unless like, you know, the mate situation, because then laws protect you from having to
Yeah.
leave that person. But I feel like there's got to be, I don't think it ever says, but like there's got to be a limit on how long you can extend it for.
But Theo's parents weren't mates, but they decided to stay married for their whole life.
No, but that was before the plague hit.
No, I think it was the start of the plague.
Oh.
And but with her kind, she mates for life. And plus because she was able to conceive with him, I think that's why.
Oh,
they
maybe
were
that's
like-
why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she didn't die from the sickness. She remember
Oh,
that's how we got the
right,
scars
fire. That's right.
in the
fire.
explosion when they went to visit her home planet.
Yeah, because I think she
That's
was
right.
like,
That's right.
I need y'all's help
Yes.
to fight this war, and I'll stay and mate.
Yes, that is correct. That is
Yeah.
correct.
Mm.
So maybe you can if you
just, like-
reproduce a whole bunch. They'll let you stay with the same person.
Poor baby Theo just
Yeah.
got those scars from being like severely sunburned.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm.
I mean,
Aw,
I feel
poor
that I got
thing.
scars on my shoulders.
From
From-
being sunburned?
Yes. So this was probably elementary school or early middle school when I lived in Florida. It was during the summer. My shoulders got so sunburned, like they blistered bad.
Ooh.
Like I couldn't wear, I
Ooh.
was so glad it was the summer because I couldn't wear a shirt. And I was like, I don't know how I would physically go to school if I had to wear like normal clothes. So, like I was wearing literally like halter strapless shirts until it went away. It was so bad. So bad. So yeah, I have some white scars
Ow.
on my shoulders from
So
that.
then that means like his, I guess, markings used to be white.
Yes.
Oh, that poor
Yeah.
baby.
I know.
But also like I just want to like shake Theo and be like, you dumb hot idiot.
Pretty much.
Like-
Yes. Exactly.
Come on, you dumb hot idiot.
I do wonder, like, because I listen to the audiobook, I feel like stuff happens quicker for me. So I didn't feel like he stayed stupid for very long.
Well, and then he also talked to his sister,
That
and his
too.
sister's like, "You're being stupid."
Yes. But speaking of his scars, Elaine, you put the scar licking scene,
Ooh,
but I wasn't sure if you meant like when she actually licks them or like her telling him,
same.
I want to lick
Yeah.
your scars
Like
because she thinks that he
both.
can't understand her.
Yeah.
Both, okay. I was just like, ooh, girl. And then he's like, you want to do what? And I was like, he understands her.
Right.
I was like, oh shit.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, that's a trope, right? There's when it's in that situation, like the guy, like Ice Planet 2, the main character doesn't let on that he understands.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is true.
He doesn't understand her.
This is true.
And then he just says something and she's like, "You can understand me?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just didn't want to talk."
Well, she's like, "Why did you say something?" He's like, "You talked enough for the both of us."
I know. It's like rude.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, the scar licking scene that happens in like the bath, right?
Yes, in the bath.
Yes.
I forgot what was his plan to break her in that bathtub?
So
Like
his
how
plan
did he
was to try to make because the people see his scars as being so repulsive or whatever, and
Yeah.
like
Oh,
him in general.
okay.
So he was like, I'm gonna push her buttons because she'll eventually break because like I'm touching her or she's having to touch me, and she'll finally be just so disgusted that she'll break.
And then she can like fully see what he looks like.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Because
guess.
I was like, so we're just putting each other in a bath? Like, how is this supposed to make me not like you? Like,
I know,
even I get to
right?
stare
Well,
at
I mean,
a-
again, he's not
Yeah.
realizing, or his brain's not comprehending the fact that like she's not Clacanian. So
Yeah.
she's not necessarily gonna be like the other females. Like, especially she's like when she asked him, like, well, like, so you've never had sex? And he's like, oh no. Women come by all the time for me to just bend them over. I'm like, excuse me? Like, Theo.
I love the part where he's like, I know what'll get her if I show her my dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Sibo.
That was the first one where he's like, this will be the first test. I'm going to bring my dog inside and she's going to hate it. And she's just like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I would have reacted the same. I'm like,
Yes.
Heck yes. Heck yes.
and the dog is like, yay, another person to play with. And of course, he's like, traitor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I love it. I love it.
I also found it funny. You put the chase scene or whatever.
Yes.
She's like, when she's finally like, all right, I'm going to force his hand. And
Yeah.
she just backs away towards the door. Just like,
Yes.
I mean, granted, I wouldn't want my first time with him to be like on the floor of a forest, but I mean, you gotta take what you can get, I guess.
Right.
And I like how embarrassed he was. Like, I just took her like outside in the forest like a fucking animal, and she's like, "Yeah, you did."
And she's like, I'm not complaining.
Right?
Why are you so upset?
Made you.
Right.
It's like I fully knew what I was doing.
Right? It sounds like your mother's people were fun.
Okay, all I could think about when he talked about his mother's people was that they were like Klingons.
Oh, maybe.
Like,
yeah.
Loud and wild and crazy and always fighting or drinking.
I kind of thought of
Just
like
being-
the Dothraki from Game of Thrones.
Yes, them
Yeah.
too.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I was like, oh, so he's so he's Latino.
There you go. Yeah.
Like, oh no, look out. It's like, oh, so you're fun.
Yeah, right.
Well, no wonder he got like 100% in cooking.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
That too.
But yeah, it's like you're telling me I have to go and marry a man who is ridiculously wealthy, super hot, lives in a cabin that's super cozy in the middle of the woods on a lake bed, surrounded by forest with a dog.
Yeah,
Like,
I just
oh no, that sounds horrible.
I just picture a remote like cabin in like the Pacific Northwest, basically.
Yes, me too. Basically,
with like nothing but like windows for walls.
I do love like she says at one point, sex with the gorgeous guy can be one hell of a vacation.
Right?
And that's just like, yes.
That's the next thing I want to bring up. So like, okay. And I already warned my husband about this, so
okay.
Well, because I was like, he's been listening to the podcast to be supportive, and I was like, I don't want you to listen to
husband.
this. Yes, hi, husband. I was like, I don't want you to think I'm saying these things and that I'm unhappy. And I go, if I was kidnapped by aliens today in the situation that I'm in with all of my family that I love, my friends, and you best bet I would try my hardest to get back to Earth. However, if I was in the situation of these women where I have no family, nobody's going to know I'm missing except for work people or whatever.
Yeah.
No point am I going to be like, yeah, let's go back.
Like, why? Why?
Yeah.
I got a new boyfriend
Right?
that dotes on me every 3 months. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Also, like, the healthcare is free.
Everything's free.
Yeah, everything's free.
Healthcare was free.
Like-
general amenities were free, and then if you
Yeah.
died,
Yes.
there's no inheritance. All of your wealth goes back into the system for people.
Well, and
Yeah.
then I forget which book it was, either the first or the second one. There are people who are fully unemployed, yet they're able to live comfortably.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
I'm like, why would I leave?
Exactly.
Right.
My family would understand.
Like, this place is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're telling me there's 20 men for every one woman?
Right?
Like, okay.
Can I have more than one at a time?
Right.
Why choose?
Why choose?
Elaine would be so happy there.
But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was telling him, I was like, listen, I'm going to say some stuff on the podcast. I don't want you to think that I don't love you or that I'm not happy here. If I got kidnapped by aliens, I would try to come home. But if you didn't exist, I'm staying.
If I never knew you.
If I never knew you, didn't have my dogs, I'm staying.
Yeah, and also just the advancements and technology there. And
yeah.
it's like, why would I leave?
Yeah.
I would never.
Are you kidding me? I want that towel.
Yeah, the automatic dry towel.
Yes.
Thank you, please.
And you're just
Right?
dry. Although I think the one drawback would be the food. For some reason in my head I just kept picturing different colored goos.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I think
I kind of did the same thing.
there was
yeah.
physical food and stuff. It just
Yeah.
looked different.
Yeah.
So it would be hard. I'd probably have to eat at first blindfolded, so I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And then just eat and be like, okay, this tastes like mashed potatoes or this tastes like steak and blah blah blah. And then work my way up to being able to look at it and because I don't think my brain would be able to process this purple mush is actually mashed potatoes. Or
It's like those is it cake things.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
It's
is it cake?
it looks like one thing but it tastes like another.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
definitely.
I'd probably end up missing just Tex-Mex and
Yeah.
pancakes. And
Pizza.
Yeah, pizza. I would try
pizza. Oh,
really hard to figure out how to make things that were similar to those, I'd be like, okay, this bread, tell me how this is made, and then we can try to form it into pizza dough instead.
Jade, she did kind of have a I'm not like other girls moment, which always bugged me when she started drinking the beer, and he's like, but women here don't drink beer, and she's like, well, I do.
I mean, the women there do seem a little bit more posh.
They seem kind of stuck up. Yeah.
Yeah. In the second book, you find out that
they go to a school as well.
School, yeah.
Yeah.
To kind of
It makes me feel like how I kind of liken it to feeling how I felt when I was abroad in Europe, because somehow everyone there is so effortlessly flawless and they make jeans and a t-shirt look chic and they don't sweat for some reason. But me, the American, I just feel like a melting puddle of what? I would be like, really? You think I'm hot? Are you sure? Because I've seen the women here. And I was like, you know what? I might switch sides. I don't know.
Right.
Why choose?
Anything could happen.
Yeah, so like if a hot alien man on this planet, I don't know, was like, I'm into you, I want to date you, I'd be like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
This is a lie. Who sent you?
You're the spy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're the imposter here.
What did we think of like the ball, the gala, I don't know what it was.
It was called like the Gathering or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like after what, like a month?
Yeah, I think so. After a month.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked that situation. I get why it was done, but I would have liked that situation better if it wasn't like they've had a month with whatever husband that they have at that time. We're gonna send you to this party where you guys have to be like separated, and all the other men that are available can like talk to your partner
to like mingle,
to potentially line up for the next 3 months. I'm just like, can I just enjoy the first guy for 3 months and then we'll have the choosing thing again? Like,
I thought they did that a little too soon.
Yeah, I think a month too soon. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the party would have been better if they could have been like together and being like, hey, like I know they show up together and they're like, oh, this is Theo and Jade, but like I wish that they could have just like been together. I didn't like that they have to be split up, but I get that it was to cause part of the plot to cause tension and for Theo to
plot devices
finally freak out.
Yeah. Gosh, I just felt for our little baby boy Theo, and he's like, "You really like me?"
I know. Well, I loved. Okay, so for the Gathering, the part that I did love was when his sister Siva comes to talk to him, and he's like, "I really want to ask her to stay longer. Do you think like she'd be interested?" Blah, blah, blah. She's like, "Well, I'll ask her." And then like she goes and talks to her, and she's like, "I really want to ask Theo if I can stay with him longer. Do you think he would?" And I'm just like, "Oh, so cute."
Yeah. It's like, you guys are so high school. Just say you like each other.
Can you go ask so and so if he might have a crush on me?
I know. Will you go out with me? Check yes or no.
Yeah, it was so adorable.
Well, it made me like, do you think she'll continue to stay married so that I can date her some more?
Yeah.
Which is like, that's precious.
Yes.
I
love Theo.
But yeah.
Like you asked on here, Elaine, if Theo was book boyfriend material. For sure.
Let's bring up Luka.
Okay.
Now, our so is it Theo's the oldest, right?
No.
Who's the oldest?
I think Ozed.
Maxu.
Or Maxu, yeah.
I think, hold on, I think I wrote it down.
What was it?
Maybe it's Ozed. I think Ozed is old.
Okay.
And then it's Luka.
All I know is Izzo is the baby, so I wonder where the sister falls.
Izzo, I don't think he tells us. I think he tells the brothers because we already know that she's the sister.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also like Theo with that little trick when his sister came over and he wasn't there, and Jade was like insecure because she knew where everything was.
Yes, and she's like, are you one of the women that comes over for him to bend over?
Well, and then like because first she asked Theo if she can come over, and he was like, yeah, that's fine. And he's like, she's been over here before, and but he didn't explain further. But yeah, I was like, you dick. I would have been irritated if I was Jade. But I like that his sister was like, you want to get him back? And she's like, yes.
I am unsure at the moment of where Asiva falls in line. I think Theo. So it has here, it says from youngest to oldest. Their names are Izor, Maxu, Luka, and Ozed. So he's younger than him. So I feel like Theo is either second, or he's either the second oldest, or he's gonna be like second from the bottom. I don't remember.
So he's like the middle child.
Okay, so yeah.
Because him being the middle child would make so much sense.
He does. Oh, he does. He is. Because Luka or somebody... Oh, no, it was Izzo.
Luka's older than him.
It was Izzo talking to Luka, saying something about, like, middle kid syndrome or something. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. That was in the second book, not this one. Do we want to read the blurb about this one?
Yes.
Okay. Luka has spent his life researching fertility in the hopes of discovering a cure for the Clicanians' low birth rates. After years of working tirelessly with little progress, he becomes enraged when he uncovers a sinister plot to abduct compatible species from their home planets. But before he can tell anyone what he's discovered, he's captured, drugged, and thrown in a cell. It's just Alice's luck that when she finally begins to get her life on track, she's kidnapped by reptilian creatures and forced into a cell with a fierce, incoherent alien for some kind of breeding experiment. Even though they aren't able to communicate, Alice and Luka find solace in each other's company. As the days drag on, it becomes harder to keep her heart locked away until she can't help but wonder what a life with Luka might look like outside of their dark prison. When an opportunity to free herself, Luka and the other human prisoners presents itself, Alice takes it. Once free, can Alice and Luka's tenuous relationship survive on this planet? Will the evil men that held them prisoner ever see justice? And can they play a part in the rescue of the other women being held captive around this strange new world? Alice knows only one thing for certain: her life will never be the same again. I feel like I just read y'all the book.
I know.
Yeah.
Ugh, I'm winded. Okay. Okay, Liana, what were your thoughts of freeing Luka? This was my first time reading it.
Yeah, mine too. I don't know. Like Luka as a character, like he's more of a scientist, but you know, still really hot because that's how things work over there. I thought his whole like awkward bumbling idiot thing was actually kind of cute.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially because like I would probably react the same way as Alice. I'm like, this dude's a weirdo. Like, I mean, they bonded as much as they could while they were both in prison, and I felt so bad because like to be constantly like drugged and provoked like that is a horrible way to be. Also, I'm glad that they escaped about I think it was like 20 or 25% into the book, so I was glad it wasn't like a whole book of just them like being in this prison. Because that would have been hard to read. But yeah, like once they got out, she's like, this dude's creepy. And I was like, no, he's just weird.
I know. Because of the whole mate thing, like he recognized her as his mate, and
he can't help it.
He's going through some shit.
Yeah. So I think at one point she does end up sympathizing with him because she sees it from his point of view. Like, this is something that doesn't happen. We don't know much about this, and I'm trying to, deal with this new thing that's being unlocked within me while also trying to like respect your boundaries. Because I am a good person and I want to respect your boundaries, and I will. So like once I forget who she talks to, but like someone puts it in perspective for her, and she's like, okay, yeah, maybe I have been a little hard on him. But then, yeah, he's just like this hot nerd who doesn't know what to do, and he's like, this girl, like, I don't know, I have feelings. But oh my gosh, smooth move with the date in the forest with the elephant type things. I was just like, the way I would just take me now. Like, I have no shame. You're like, okay, I see your play here. Well played. I will play along.
Right. I'll go with this.
Right. But I do like in this one how the girls like talk about birth control and stuff like that.
I like how they insisted on like, you need to do this for us.
Oh yeah. They're like, go get your hot man. It's like, Okay.
Mhm.
This book at least did not mention a pregnancy, which I appreciated. I bet in the other ones she does end up pregnant.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in this one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like when they finally go on the date and she's like, okay, you can't touch me in these places. And she's like, basically, you can't sit in the woods, stare at my home, and blah, blah, blah. He's like, I can't do both.
Yeah. It needs to be one or the other.
Like, I'm sorry.
I know. He's like, I can only do one of those things.
But I do like that he explained. He's like, it causes me physical pain if I.
He's like, it's not my fault. Like, if I could control it, I would.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to do this.
Yep.
He's like, you think I want to be outside your house and breaking my ankle? Like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking tripped on a rock and broke a bone in my leg.
Know. And then his brother doesn't even like care. He's just like,
he's like, come on, you're holding me
like,
up.
He's like, you dumbass, let's go. Which is kind of how brothers are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think of the two, I would pick Luka over Theo because I like that he's an intellectual, and I like to me personally, like if my mind isn't turned on, nothing else is gonna be.
Okay, that's fair.
And also, like I need to be with someone who I can have like good conversations with, and I think that Theo, as hot as he is, we wouldn't have much to talk about. So I'd probably end up with 10 babies because there's nothing else to do. Like, okay, well, we reached a lull in the conversation. I guess we'll just have at it.
I mean, I don't think he was unintelligent, but he was definitely not like the science type as Luka. I'd pick Theo.
Yeah.
I think over Luka.
I think I would pick Theo too.
Yeah. I could see that for y'all.
I mean, I understand that they're all like strong and whatever, but like I don't know. I feel like Theo could manhandle me better than Luka could.
Because they're both kind of like the man in bed.
Yeah.
Was Luka the one who was more like commanding, or was it Theo? I don't remember.
It was Luka, because I think he talks about how that Alice can be kind of bossy, but she takes instructions when they're like intimate.
Yeah.
I was thinking like me.
There was definitely some more like soft dom kind of vibes from Luka.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do get a good girl in Luka.
Yes, we do. Oh.
Yes.
When he said that part about like you're kind of mouthy, but when you whatever, I thought to a past incident and someone said that to me, and I was like, huh. Seems we have some stuff in common, Alice. And I was like, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Although I like where Theo lives. I don't like where Luka lives.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was an apartment.
A high-rise apartment, and like I pictured his apartment kind of like, she said it was like a professor with like stuff everywhere. Made me think of like a dark academia or or like a Oxford professor's office or something, which could also be cool because I would always find stuff to read. I don't think Theo really has any books. I mean, they're both great. They're both great. I think Luka wins just a little bit.
I can understand that. I do like the end of freeing Luka. I don't know if it was the end or the epilogue. It might have been the epilogue where he takes her and shows her that bird that like spends its whole life making a little house and then goes and finds a mate.
Yeah.
And then he shows like a house that he built for her. And I'm like, oh, yes. So cute. And I really
like, stop.
I extra love the fact that like he had little balcony built on it, and then he's like, Jade said that this would be the closest thing to coffee, and she like drinks it and she's like, that is fucking horrible. She's like, this is kind of gross, but thank you. But yeah, I thought the bird thing, and like, I mean, I think my notes exactly were, oh, it's going to be a house. like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
See, I would just fold so much. I would fall so easily. Like, you mean I get this like cute, romantic, awkward nerd man who's also super hot and is like everything I want.
I also thought it was really cute. So like Theo calls Jade like his little wife or something, I think a couple times.
Yeah.
And Luka says like little mate. I'm like, oh. That's cute.
He calls her love sometimes too.
Yeah,
He
and
calls her
love. I liked that. I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh gosh, they start throwing those words around. I'm just butter.
Yeah, my note was, I love he calls her love, and they put the little melty emoji.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, one of my notes says the little dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. So, you know, those little creatures or whatever, there's that single one by itself that he's, he's sick and blah, blah, blah. But when they're all together, like, they fuck shit up. And I went to those little dinosaurs that, like, that little girl's, like, feeding the meat to.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's where my mind went.
I thought that too, yeah.
I know, she's like, oh, how cute. And he's like, no, they are not cute. You do not want to run into these people.
Yeah, nope.
You know what we haven't talked about is like the whole underground breeding experiment that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did want to talk about too, because like in Free and Luka, we kind of learned more about that.
Yes,
and I just love how like the queen is like protecting the humans.
That reminded me.
You know, like she's like, I understand what's gonna happen, and this is what we need to come up with the plan. So I
was looking through my notes about the meeting, and that's what the thought I had, and I forgot it, and you just made me remember it. Is that like I love that they have concern for, like, they're like, we need to hide the fact that the humans can be recognized as mates and can bear children, because if it gets out, we're not gonna be able to stop people from breaking like intergalactic law to go kidnap a bunch of humans unwillingly. Thanks for looking out for us. Mind you, I do agree with the one girl that, like, if y'all approach this diplomatically and you show, like, there will be people willing to come.
You just gotta show.
Yeah, it's like you just Leon.
It's just
show us what we're gonna be in for.
If you abduct me, just make sure I'm wearing pants.
Right?
Like, I don't want to show up with my butt out.
I'm saying, like, if they do it diplomatically and they show, like, this is what you can expect, blah blah blah, there will be people that are willing to go. I do think though, if I was single but I still have my family here, and that like happens, and like it's proven that it can be trusted, that is what will happen, I think I would go, but like I'd have to be reassured that I could come back and visit my family every now and then.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point, if there was an agreement between galaxies, then there would be a way. There is a way to travel back to Earth, but it's illegal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they'd
why
have to.
The pirate guy is there.
Yeah, they'd have to make sure or assure me that I could come back and visit freely whenever I wanted.
Yeah.
Within reason. I'm sure it's expensive gas-wise.
Well, yeah. Well, like in the first book, Jade is captured with the intent of being taken to this breeding prison, but she escapes.
Yes.
And that's why her whole thing happens.
Yes. I'm glad that they did give us closure, though, on like where those missing months for Alice. She was in like a cryo state for like 5 months.
Yeah, she was in stasis the whole time, right? And then didn't she get lost at one point?
So basically what happened was they put her in stasis on the ship. Those little reptiles went down to a planet or whatever. And that's when Theo and Rego got them. And so the ship was lost. Yeah, Rego ended up having them, captured and held. Theo ended up killing them, so they had to go find the ship themselves. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, if they didn't find that, would she have come out of stasis, like, once the power to the ship finally, like, died?
It would have been a very different story.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would feel about waking up on an empty ship that's stranded somewhere.
Oh, no, I would just... We're done. We're not trying to survive this.
Especially if like it has no power. Like, I mean, I guess I would try to find some way to like send out like an emergency signal, maybe. But
I'm on this inhospitable planet, and then knowing I was abducted, sending out a signal. Who
That's
knows
true.
who will answer?
This is true.
That's true.
I mean, I think I'd have like something
Like-
ready to go to kill me if like the people looked threatening. Be like, never mind.
It's like, well, I guess I'll just die.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, unless Rhaego finds me, and then I'll not die.
Oh yeah.
I think every time I read like these alien romances and stuff, I always kind of make like a joking note while I'm listening. These books, romance books or fantasy books, have given me such an expectation that if for some reason, somehow, I was put in these situations, I would be like, oh, I've read this so many times. I'm just going to be willing and I'm going to cooperate. And then I'll end up being given to some alien that's going to just like eat me and not in a good way. Like, I'm going to get roasted over a fire as a delicacy because I'm like, yeah,
Like,
you take me to that
just
alien
kill me
planet.
now.
I'm going to get a husband. And then I get there and be like, I'm not getting a husband. I'm about to be eaten alive.
Well, there's like all those like memes and TikToks about, because like everyone's announced, the government's like unofficially announced that aliens do
Yes.
exist.
Mhm.
And it's like single Earth women are like, finally.
Yes.
Yes.
or they're like, we're ready. And then I've seen
Yes.
memes where like the aliens turn around because they're
Oh,
like,
no.
oh no, we don't want that.
They see the women doing like dances. Come get me.
Yeah.
Or my favorite ones are also the like fantasy ones where people are like walking through the woods and they're like, oh no, it'd be such a shame if a fae person came and got me.
Or like when the women go to like Scotland and they're
Yes.
touching rocks. I saw one video of like, you see like the woman, she's reaching out to touch the rock, and then her husband comes in and he's like, nope.
That would be me and Steven.
He's like, you're not going anywhere.
Okay, should we compare to Ice Planet Barbarians before we end? Okay, first off, what was it? 6-month pregnancy versus the 3 years? What was Ice Planet?
No, it was
Yes.
3 years for their species to be determined for human hybrids.
That's right. What would you prefer? The purring of the Clacanians or the vibrating of, I forgot what.
The worm that's in you.
Yeah, I forgot.
I thought they both vibrated.
The Clacanians purr like a cat.
Yeah.
Is there a term for the Ice Planet guys?
They have a species and I cannot remember it off the top of my head. And
Me either. But anyway, their species, their tongue has it's ribbed for your pleasure.
oh, that's right.
Their tongue is ribbed.
ribbing.
Right. It is.
So was their junk. Everything was ribbed.
Yes.
Yes, everything. These men are built for female pleasure. We're on the wrong planet, y'all.
I mean, both
Wrong
of these people,
planet.
these species were built for female pleasure.
I do like this one quote about the like whole vibrating thing that Jade says, and it's like, "Who needs a rabbit when your boyfriend comes equipped with a vibrating
Yes.
dick?" And I was like, "Yes."
That is such a great line. Such a great line. Because, like, yeah, their purring basically did make them vibrate, but
Yes.
I'm sorry, like, the Clacanians got way more going for them. First off,
They do.
the
Mhm.
planet's not fucking freezing. We already know how I feel about that.
Yes.
Okay. So sign me up. If
You
I
know
can,
how Ashley hates cold.
yeah, if I can,
Yes.
sit in a pool outside in the sunshine versus, being
Yeah, where their ozone layer is
Yeah.
protected.
Also, if you get skin cancer, they'll just fix it.
exactly.
It's
It's
true,
also
yes.
true. Like, just the Clacanians and all that have way more going for them. But I do, if we're gonna
Yes.
just narrow it down to just like the species as a whole, I think I like the purring and stuff better than I do the vibrating of the Ice Planet guys.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I like the purring too.
I like the idea of being able to touch my husband and then he just starts purring like a cat.
So
He's
cute.
like, I love you.
I mean, the Clacanians and their society is just so much better in so many ways. And even their point of views on like relationships and women, and
Yes.
there's a partnership involved.
Yeah.
I don't have to fight for
Yes.
my life every time I leave my cave.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
Yes.
there's birth control. um, well, and I mean, it's weird to say that I liked this part because it's not really a likable part, but when Luka realizes he was on the verge of like non-consensual touching,
Mm.
um, he he just instantly felt horrible and was ready to
Yeah.
go to jail, and he's like, I'm going to volunteer myself to prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But his brother was like, there's no need, like the queen gets it, the woman gets it, like no one's mad at you,
Well,
you could
Yeah.
control it, like it wasn't your fault.
he doesn't realize at that point that like he's been mated. He's just like, holy fuck, like I was drugged, I attacked
I
that
mean,
woman. He doesn't, and then his brother's like, no,
yeah.
you're protected by laws. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? All the laws say I'm going to jail. And he goes, well, the mate laws. And he's like, wait, what?
What?
Well, and even then, like Alice insists, like he's been drugged, he doesn't know what's happening,
yeah.
like he's not coherent, like I don't, I'm not mad
Yeah,
at him.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's like, I get it. Also, like I would feel bad because Luca's just like lost however many months of his
I
life because of
know.
what happened to
Yeah.
him, and
That
to
that part made me so angry. I think I made a note. Like I really appreciate the like major focus in freeing Luca about like consent to like the most
Mhm.
minor degree, cuz they're drugging him to increase his like libido, and then they're like,
Mhm.
oh well, we're not getting the sample from him, or like forcing the sample from him. We're letting him jerk it out himself, but then we're getting the stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, poor Luca.
But even then, like he wouldn't be doing that if he weren't under your influence.
It's like, oh, Luca.
Yeah.
But the fact that like Alice is, I don't want to participate in this in any way because it's gonna be, and like she felt bad.
Yeah.
I know, I feel like the synopsis makes it out like it's a major part of it, but yeah, like you said, their captivity isn't that long in the book.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I really appreciated the like major focus on consent in even the most minor of cases.
Yeah. And back to like he tries so hard to like
Yeah.
honor her boundaries when they're released because they want to get to know each other. And he's like, okay, this physically pains me, but for you I will do
Right.
it.
Yeah.
I am hurting, but I will do this.
It's like, I want you to know that I'm a good person, so I will
Yes.
fight every fiber of my
Yes.
being.
Yes.
And then she realizes like the sacrifices he's going through, and like when he was like when he had a broken ankle during that whole meeting, and she's like, and again she's like, you dumbass,
Why didn't you tell me?
what is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
Right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I didn't want to appear weak. It's like, so you acted like a dick?
Right.
Well, I like how Jade was like, human women are not like
Yeah.
Clicanians. Like, they wouldn't have seen that as a weakness.
No.
Yeah.
Like, how is kissing not a thing on either? I get it on Ice Planet
Yeah.
Barbarians. Like, they're barbaric.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Clicanians.
I thought it was cute that like of all the freaky ass things that they were
Right.
doing, the kissing was the best part.
Well, that was, I mean, it was new to them.
Oh,
Like, they'd
yes.
never done that before.
Mhm.
Even because, like, even at the end of choosing Theo,
Yeah.
they're kissing in front of their family, and like Izzo's like, "What in the? That looks disgusting.
Yeah.
We're not doing that."
He's like, ew, that looks so gross, which is total younger brother behavior.
Like, that doesn't sound hot.
Which is
It's
something
like you're eating each other.
like it gave me like 12-year-old boy who was like,
They're
ew.
kissing.
I would never want to kiss a girl.
Cooties. Well, I think we're all in agreement. The Choosing Theo and the Clicanian series are better than the Ice Planet.
Except I would choose Luca.
That's why I said
So.
the Clicanian series
Yes.
is better than Ice Planet. So are you going to continue the series past book 2?
I don't know. I'm gonna read some more things and we'll see.
I definitely will continue the series.
I think I want to continue. I think I want to read all of them.
Yes.
Not excited about Feiho's book, but that's okay.
You could probably skip his.
I mean, I probably won't, but
I'll read it and just give you all a summary of it.
all right. So our what this week, we're just gonna do what we're reading. This week, I am going to be starting my re-listen of House of Sky and Breath to prepare for House of Flame and Shadow coming out on January 30th.
All right. It's the end of the month.
Yep. So that's what I got going on this week.
I've started 2, and I'm trying to decide which one I want to continue with. So I started Invoking the Blood, which is
Excited.
recommended by our monster lover, Elaine.
I want to read that one. You were giving the description, and then you talked about him being white-haired, and I was like, I feel like I've heard this before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a vampire, there's a magical world. The hot vampire basically looks like Henry Cavill in The Witcher. I'm
down.
for it.
Yes.
And then I've also started another pirate romance, doing my pirate romance research, called Sea of Roses. So I'm deciding which one to continue with.
All right, Elaine.
I need to finish the Heartstopper. The volume 5 just came out, so I need to finish. I need to read that. I reread it. I reread everything, so I need to read the 5th one. And then I was debating on what else to read, and then Liana talked about Invoking the Blood, and now I'm like, maybe I'll start that one again because I want to read the second book.
Y'all are gonna hit me with the FOMO, and I'm gonna have to read it with y'all. Thank you, listener, for joining us. Please rate and review our podcast. Follow us on all our socials. They're listed in the description. Please email us topics, questions, book recommendations. Say a kind word. I think I gave the warning last time. If you say something not so nice, we'll make fun of you, maybe. Have a lovely day and a lovely week. And until next time.
Bye.